Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. I must have got about 1,000 requests to do this video, so we're just going to break it down honestly as we can. And who is Canelo Alvarez's toughest challenge ahead? Is it Jermall Charlo? No. Jermall Charlo's not on the list. A lot of other fighters, Triple G is not on the list. Triple G is not on the list because he's 36 years old. He's going to be a tough challenge. But Canelo has vastly improved against Triple G from the first fight to the second. And I believe the third fight would be an even more dramatic improvement because Canelo's in his prime and because Triple G cannot change his skill set significantly enough before a Canelo Alvarez fight. And then when you look at, Canelo and Jermall Charlo, Charlo's just not on this level. So we have to consider the top three fighters that have called out Canelo, that have mentioned his name, and that want to fight Canelo, and that are potential matchups in the future. So when you look at him, let's start with David Benavides. David Benavides is a 168-pound fighter. He's 21-0 with 18 knockouts. David Benavides is 22 years old, 6'1.5" with a 77-inch reach. He's going to be an enormous task for a fighter like Canelo because of his height, because of his reach, and also because of his knockout power. This guy's extremely powerful. He's a rising star in boxing. You have to give David Benavides a lot of credit because he's going to be a very dangerous opponent. The problem with David Benavides facing a Canelo Alvarez is that he's only 22 years old and he lacks in experience. And then you keep it going to Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is 28-0 with 17 knockouts. He's 31 years old. He's 6'1" with a 73.5-inch reach. So his dimensions are fantastic. He's a taller, stronger version of Erislandy Lara with a higher work rate. Demetrius Andrade has levels to his game, has a higher work rate, and has better pop and power than Lara. So he's pretty much Erislandy Lara 2.0 at the middleweight division. So he would most definitely give Canelo Alvarez some trouble. But, due to his lack of experience at the elite level, and the fact that, Canelo Alvarez has so much experience against pretty much every style you can think of, I would still favor Canelo Alvarez to beat Demetrius Andrade. But I don't think it'll be an easy fight. A lot of people think that, Demetrius Andrade would be a very easy fight for Canelo. I don't think any of these fights at this level would be easy because Demetrius Andrade has a skill set defensively that makes it hard to hit. That, he's shown that he can adjust against anyone else. And, as long as he's active, he's a very dangerous fighter to fight. But I would favor Canelo Alvarez in that fight, and possibly by knockout or stoppage late, because we don't know how Demetrius Andrade's chin holds up late into a fight. But let's keep it going. And the next fighter that we have is the Dmitriy Bivol. Dmitriy Bivol is 16-0 with 11 knockouts. He fights at 175 pounds. He's 28 years old. He's an orthodox fighter, and he's 6 foot tall. So, Dmitriy Bivol is a very strong fighter, has an excellent jab, and he's going to be a problem for Canelo because he's in his prime. And at 175, I think that might be too much of a task for Canelo to face a Dmitriy Bivol, an in-prime fighter, a fighter that strong, with an excellent jab, with good boxing ability. There's nothing you can say bad about Dmitriy Bivol. Dmitriy Bivol, is pretty much calling out all the big names at 175. But the problem with Dmitriy Bivol is he's unable to get any fights. And since he's unable to get the big fights, unable to secure the bigger fights, what's happening is Dmitriy Bivol is willing to come down in weight to 168 and fight the David Benavides, to fight, the other guys, Caleb Plant, Sudo Ramirez, so, Callum Smith, and now he's even challenging Canelo Alvarez at 168. And so if he fights a Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, I would edge Canelo in that fight, simply because if you look at it, we don't know what Dmitriy Bivol is at a lower weight, and he will not have the weight and tolerance to put and to bear the same shots he could at 175. So you can absorb more shots when you have a bigger body mass, weight, and muscle at a higher weight class. But when you come down in weight, you're not able to absorb the same shots. And that's why Danny Jacobs put on weight against Canelo Alvarez. He felt that he could absorb more shots the way he did against Triple G. And it worked against Triple G. He survived the fight. It worked against Canelo. He survived the fight. But the problem with that is he was not competitive. And I'm not comparing Dmitriy Bivol to Danny Jacobs. I'm just making a simple analysis as how weight could affect him. And Canelo's not asking Dmitriy Bivol to come down in weight. Bivol is offering to come down in weight. So it only makes sense. Dmitriy Bivol is a very talented fighter, and he will most definitely be a tough challenge, and possibly Canelo's toughest. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.